Are you looking for fast food, bakery, lodge, hotel, and restaurant management accounting software? Here is a solution. Please take a look.
Okay, let's dig into this. We're doing a deep dive today into something called KMS HOTEL. The source material you sent over describes it as, well, a specialized management software really aimed at the hospitality and food business sector.
That's right. And our mission, I think, is to unpack how this system, they call it a digital heart, aims to simplify what can be incredibly complex operations. We need to see if it can genuinely help maximize profitability and, maybe most importantly, handle the really intense regulatory side, specifically international tax compliance like GST and DA across South Asia.
And the range of businesses they're going for is just huge. I mean, this isn't some niche product. The sources list: bar, lodge, hotel, villa, resort, guest house rents. That's already a lot.
And that's just the lodging side.
Exactly. Then you add restaurant and food business, fast food, bakery, mess, even wines. So they're positioning this as a comprehensive ERP system, aren't they? An all-in-one solution.
Highly ambitious, absolutely. Serving everyone from a tiny guest house to a massive resort, plus all the food outlets, that requires immense flexibility. It suggests they see themselves as the foundational tech platform for these businesses.
Okay, so let's start with that foundation then. The property management system, the KMS HOTEL, claims this reduces manual work, cuts down errors. From your perspective, reading the sources, what's the real strategic advantage there for the owner? Is it just about saving time?
Well, time is money, obviously, but it's more about gaining a competitive edge through sheer efficiency. The sources talk up effortless front desk management. Think quick check-in, quick check-out.
Right.
The idea is processing guests, payments, room statuses, all in seconds. If they can deliver that, it transforms the front desk. It's no longer a potential frustration point, but actually a positive interaction. That speed directly feeds into better reviews, more loyalty, huge in hospitality today.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, but for the manager overseeing things, they mentioned visualization tools. There's this dynamic rooms dashboard, real-time, color-coded overview of who's where, what's free. Sounds intuitive, but you mentioned the scope earlier. How does one dashboard scale from a small lodge to a huge hotel without becoming, just visual noise?
Good question. The key must be in the depth of that visualization. It can't just be pretty colors. That dashboard needs to let a manager instantly see, okay, these are high-value long stays, these are quick turnarounds. If things look tight, they need to use that view to optimize housekeeping on the fly. And maybe even adjust room prices dynamically right there if a block suddenly opens up.
Yeah.
That's how you turn a visual tool into actual profit, you see. It needs to enable quick decisions.
Got it. And they also tackle a classic industry nightmare: overbookings. The claim is their reservation system pulls everything together: website, phone calls, travel agents into one live synchronized calendar, basically stopping you selling the same room twice. How reliable can that synchronization really be, though? If two bookings come in milliseconds apart.
That reliability is the acid test for any integrated system like this, isn't it? The sources suggest it's truly synchronized, acting like a digital safety net. If it works instantly, it prevents that awful scenario of having to walk a guest, which is just poison for reputation.
Yeah, definitely.
And they also build in ways to boost revenue directly, like easily setting up package-wise room rent. Think long stays, corporate deals, special events. Gives properties the tools to fill rooms during slower periods.
And just to round off the property side, they clearly understand the operational realities. Standard housekeeping management tools are there, but also compliance features, like specific police station reporting. That's mandatory in many parts of South Asia, right?
Exactly. That detail really highlights that this isn't just generic software. It's targeted regionally.
Yeah.
Okay, so the PMS handles the rooms, the guests, but often the real profit engine, or at least a major one, is food and beverage. If the front desk is the heart, maybe the restaurant is the high-volume engine, and that needs its own robust controls.
Perfect segue. Let's talk F&B. The KMS Hotel Restaurant software, it's presented as a dedicated system, but crucially not just tacked on. The sources imply its power comes from how seamlessly it integrates back into the main hotel system.
Absolutely key. It's all about efficiency and control, moving away from paper. Core functions. Starts with a powerful, reportedly lightning-fast point-of-sale or POS system, but then crucially, the digital KOT.
Right, the KOT kitchen order ticket. For anyone listening who hasn't worked in F&B, that's the order slip. Digitizing it means orders zip straight to the kitchen real time.
Yeah, it speeds things up, sure, but the big win is minimizing errors. No more trying to decipher messy handwriting, fewer disputes between servers in the kitchen. It smooths out the whole workflow.
And managing the floor itself.
Critical, too. They mention intelligent table management. So, tools to easily move guests, split bills, merge tables, see table status at a glance. Plus, recognizing different service models. They have a separate takeaway workflow. Ensures delivery or pickup orders are handled efficiently without disrupting the dine-in guests.
Okay, but the absolute must-have for a hotel environment is that integration, right? The ability for a guest to charge a meal straight to their room.
Non-negotiable. Integrated room and table service, as they call it. The charge automatically posts to the guest's final bill, the folio we mentioned. It sounds simple, but getting that seamless link right eliminates so many reconciliation headaches later and makes checkout smoother for the guest. Big impact on perceived service quality.
And beyond just processing orders, the integration feeds data back, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. The POS isn't just a till. It becomes an analytics tool. The sources mention a 360-degree view tracking sales by server, by specific menu item, by user.
Which is gold dust for menu planning, identifying popular items, maybe spotting staff training needs. And they also include inventory and production control.
Right. Tracking ingredients from delivery, managing recipes, minimizing spoilage and waste. In hospitality, where margins can be razor thin, especially in F&B, that kind of control directly impacts the bottom line. It's about stopping leakage.
It sounds like it provides control from ingredient arrival to final payment then.
That seems to be the goal. Tracking the value every step of the way.
Okay, so we've covered managing rooms, managing food. Now let's get into managing the money, specifically the tax side. This feels like where KMS Hotel might be making its strongest case, tackling that, frankly, terrifying complexity of international tax compliance. This seems like the bedrock.
I'd agree. This is where the software potentially moves from being useful to essential. For any business operating across different regions, let alone different countries in South Asia, manually handling tax compliance is just a nightmare waiting to happen. Errors are almost guaranteed.
And KMS Hotel seems to push automation hard here. GST billing, invoicing, generated with a single click, they claim. The system calculates the taxes automatically. That's not just saving time, it's potentially reducing the owner's personal liability, isn't it?
Absolutely. Calculation errors are a huge red flag for audits. If the system correctly handles things like, say, input tax credits under GST, that's a massive risk mitigator. And then that automated data presumably flows into generating reports needed for GST filings, VAT returns, simplifying the whole compliance burden. They also mention internal reports too. Cash flow, bank reconciliation, itemized sales reports, standard but necessary stuff.
Now, here's a really interesting detail I picked up from the sources. They acknowledge software isn't always the full answer for complex filings. KMS apparently offers additional services for GST and income tax returns through a tie-up with a charter accountant and a legal firm. That's actually quite insightful of them. It shows they understand the limits of pure automation in a constantly shifting legal landscape. The software provides the clean data, the structure. But navigating the nuances, the latest rulings, especially across different countries, that often still needs expert human judgment. Offering that bundled expertise makes sense. It's a practical solution.
And it's necessary because, as the sources emphasize, international deployment means dealing with fundamentally different tax systems in each country. They list quite a range of tax types the software needs to handle customization for. It goes way beyond just sales tax.
It really does.
Right.
We're not just talking GST, goods and services tax, or VAT, value-added tax. The list includes IT, which is income tax, then WHT.
Withholding tax.
Right, money withheld from payments, like to suppliers or sometimes employees, which needs careful tracking and reporting. FAD, federal excise duty, often on specific items like alcohol or tobacco, common in hospitality. And CIT, corporate income tax. Handling all those layers, customized for each country. That's a serious technical undertaking. And that customization is vital because the geographic scope is explicitly stated.
Yeah.
South Asian countries. All 8 of them are listed. Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, the Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka.
Wow, okay. Managing financials, compliance, operations for hotels and restaurants across those 8 distinct regulatory environments, all within one integrated software package. That is technically very demanding.
And one final technical point ties into that. Deployment. They offer separate offline software and online software platforms. Not just one system that works offline sometimes, but two distinct platforms. Why would that dual approach be so important, especially in South Asia?
That makes perfect sense for that region. Consistent high-speed internet isn't always a guarantee, right? Especially in maybe more remote resort locations or even just during infrastructure outages. An offline version ensures business continuity.
Meaning check-ins, checkouts, POS sales in the restaurant.
Exactly. All the core operations can keep running locally on the offline system, even if the internet connection drops. Revenue isn't lost, guests aren't inconvenienced. Then presumably it syncs up data when the connection is restored. It's a pragmatic necessity for reliable operations there.
So pulling it all together for the business owner, the promise of KMS Hotel seems to be stop juggling different software for rooms, food, and accounts. Get it all in one place, gain better insights to boost occupancy and revenue, and crucially, stay compliant with complex tax rules.
Precisely. Centralization for control, integration for efficiency, and automation for compliance and risk reduction. That seems to be the value proposition.
Yeah.
But let's leave you, the listener, with a final thought, maybe digging into that technical complexity a bit more. If managing all those varied financial regulations, GST, VAT, WHT, CIT, across 8 different South Asian countries is already complex, how much more complex does it become for KMS Hotel to maintain 2 entirely separate platforms, online and offline, and ensure that all those intricate, dynamic, international tax calculations stay perfectly up-to-date and synchronized between both versions?
That synchronization challenge, especially with constantly changing tax laws across multiple countries on 2 different tech platforms, that does raise a big question about the ongoing technical upkeep, but the hidden cost maybe of ensuring that legislative compliance engine stays accurate. That's a really interesting point.
It's something to consider, definitely. The hidden complexity behind the promise.
Well, thank you again for sharing your sources with us. That was a fascinating deep dive into KMS Hotel.
If you help this video for your business,
Visit our website
www.kittysms.com. And
Please follow, like, share, and subscribe.